A few weeks ago I received the Oppo R5 Gilded edition for review, which is currently one of the thinnest smartphones in the world. Time has come to bring you my detailed review of the device. Having previously reviewed the Oppo Find 5 and N1 models, I was excited to see what the R5 has to offer. Soon you will also find a video about the N3. As usual, there is a timeline in the video description so that you can jump to this section of interest. Let's begin with a quick unboxing. Oppo is known for its attention to detail when packaging its devices. The R5 comes in a brown card box that you open by pulling a tab on the side. Inside is yet another white box, this time made of plastic, with some paper cover that has a short specification on reverse. Let's take a look inside. The first thing you'll see once you remove the cover is the beautiful Oppo R5 that I'm gonna put aside for just 1 minute to show you the remaining contents of the box. Below a plastic divider you'll find a USB wall charger equipped with a VOOC quick charging technology and aluminum in-canal earphones with a micro USB connector. Because the device was too slim for a 3.5mm headphone jack, Oppo went for this solution instead. Additionally, we also have a pin ejection tool for the micro SIM tray, a transparent cover, a bunch of instructions, and the micro USB cable for charging and data exchange. Let's move on to the build and design of the smartphone. It comes with a protective film on the front panel. On the top lies the headset speaker, which also functions as the main speaker of the device, with sensors and a 5-megapixel front-facing camera on the right. Below we have the 5.2-inch AMOLED display and 3 capacitive buttons, the mini, home and back. The body of the device is made of stainless steel. On the bottom of the left side you'll find a micro SIM card tray, which you can open using the tool. On the bottom is the first microphone and the micro USB port. The right side is where you'll find metal power button and volume rocker. On the top are black stripes pointing to antenna locations. On reverse of Oppo R5 is a 13-megapixel camera with LED flash and the microphone. The module creates a hump on the back. The back is made of 3 plastic elements. The middle one has the Oppo logo. At just 4.85mm of thickness, R5 is one of the thinnest smartphones in the world. It's 148.9mm in length, 74.5mm in width, and weighs 155 grams. The device is stunning and feels very solid. Unfortunately, its extremely thin body resulted in some compromises which had to be done, one of which is the lack of a headphone jack and a battery with just 2000 mAh in capacity. Of course, the problem with the jack can be easily overcome with Bluetooth, but for me it was annoying nevertheless. Let's talk about the technical specs. The R5 comes equipped with an octa-core Snapdragon 615 with Adreno 405 graphics, 2GB of RAM memory and 16GB of internal storage with no microSD card slot for memory expansion. Additionally, we have the Bluetooth 4.0, LTE, GPS and GLONASS technologies. With airplane mode switched on, the device quickly locked onto 22 satellites. It had no problems with Wi-Fi and mobile network reception either. The device currently works on Android 4.4.4 with the ColorOS skin from Oppo. An update to Android Lollipop has already been announced and will be coming sometime in the future. In Antutu benchmark, my unit achieved 25,052 points, which is an unimpressive result and places the phone below even last year's flagship models. The device does however work surprisingly well and lags are very sporadic if any. When testing the phone in demanding games such as Real Racing 3 or Modern Combat 5, it performed well and no frame drops or lags were noticeable. The headset speaker in Oppo R5 also functions as the main speaker of the device. The sound quality as well as its loudness is poor. The call quality was quite average as well, and the voice of the person on the other side slightly distorted. I think that this was yet another area where Oppo had to compromise to make such a thin device. The 5.2-inch AMOLED display in Oppo R5 has a resolution of 1920 by 1080 pixels and a density of 423 pixels per inch. The colors are very vibrant, contrast levels thanks to the AMOLED technology almost infinite, and black's perfect. The viewing angles are excellent and I had no complaints about the quality of displayed images. Android 4.4.4 KitKat with the ColorOS 2.0 skin from Oppo. ColorOS doesn't come with an app drawer and all installed applications are displayed on home screens. Long pressing anywhere on an empty space will take you to home screen preferences. Besides the option to add widgets and change wallpapers, here you'll also find exclusive spaces for music and pictures, which replace home screens with animated music player or photo app. Oppo also comes with a pretty weather widget, which displays upon accessing displays the animation with current weather. ColorOS comes with a multitude of pre-installed apps, which should satisfy the needs of most users. The first one I'll mention is the Theme Store, where you can find a variety of themes that change the look of icons and wallpapers and thus allow you to personalize the look of the device. Just choose one from the list, download it and click apply to enjoy the new look. On the list of apps we also have a simple Lock Now app which locks the device when pressed. It can be placed on the main home screen to quickly lock the smartphone. The next one is the File Manager with nice visual interface to easily browse through your pictures with FTP support to manage files through your computer and DLNA to use with DLNA enabled devices. Next up we have the Tools folder, where you'll find a sound recorder, a torch that resembles that from HTC devices, a very nice looking compass that makes use of the built-in module, a full Office suite called Kings of Office to view and create Office files such as documents, spreadsheets and presentations, and a user manual in English to teach you all of the Oppo R5's features. There is also a calculator, Near Me Cloud, which is a cloud storage app, and the Security Center where you can clean memory, encrypt files, monitor data usage or block calls from unwanted numbers. Similarly to the older models, the R5 also comes with support for various gestures. You can wake the device by double tapping on the screen, and there are a few others for the lock screen, such as draw a circle to launch camera. There is a list of other gestures that are available for you to customize, and you can use them to perform various actions. That's still not the end of the list. Double tapping on the home button can also put the device to sleep. Swiping with 3 fingers from the top of the screen can take a screenshot. You can adjust the volume by sliding up or down with 2 fingers, and sliding from one of the bottom corners towards the center will turn the one-handed use mode, which people with smaller hands will for sure appreciate very much. Oppo R5 has a built-in 2000 mAh lithium polymer battery. Paired with a big 5.2-inch display, you can't expect wonders in terms of battery life. During intensive use with LTE switched on, I managed to drain the battery in just a few hours and the screen on time was around 2.5 hours. When I spent time mostly within Wi-Fi's reach, and with less intensive use, I managed to get a decent result and 3.5 hours of screen on time. Nevertheless, the battery life is worse than on most other smartphones. Let's move on to the camera. Oppo R5 comes equipped with a 13 megapixel Sony IMX214 sensor with f/2 aperture, autofocus and LED flash on the back, and a 5 megapixel wide-angle lens with the same aperture on the front. The camera app has quite a standard layout with quick settings on the left hand side in horizontal position and the shutter and camera buttons on the right. One thing that puzzled me was the settings menu that would force me to use it in vertical position. I don't understand why Oppo made it in this way. In normal shooting mode we have a choice of 2 resolutions, either 13 megapixel with 4:3 aspect ratio or 10 megapixel with 16:19. The device is capable of recording 1080p video as well as HDR and slow motion. In settings we can turn touch capture, set the timer, intelligent scene selection, display the grid, turn on the sound as well as geotag photographs. When you slide from left side of the screen, a list of shooting modes will be displayed. Here you'll find a variety of interesting modes such as the slow shutter, panorama, super macro, ultra HD that stitches images up to a resolution of 64 megapixels, as well as a beautify mode and the expert mode where you can manually set parameters such as the ISO, exposure value, as well as the shutter speed. There are a few others available for download as well, but let's take a look at the photographs taken with the smartphone. I managed to capture a series of beautiful shots with the Oppo R5 and they showcase just what the device is capable of. Let's start with macro shots. They look just stunning and it's hard to say that they were captured with a mobile device. They have a high level of detail and colors look natural. When photographing landscapes in good lighting conditions, the device performed very well as well. At night, the slow shutter mode proved to be indispensable, and when combined with a simple tripod, I managed to capture some of the best photographs that I've ever taken on any mobile device. The photographs can easily compete with those captured with more advanced photographing devices. The Full HD video captured with the smartphone also looks very decent, and the touch to focus function worked quite fast. Is Oppo R5 a device you should pay attention to? Its main strengths are its beautiful and sleek design with very solid construction, great camera, DOOC quick charging technology, beautiful 5.2-inch AMOLED display, 5 megapixel camera for selfies, and various cool software features. Unfortunately, the device also comes with quite a long list of flaws. First of all, it lacks the standard headphone port, what will be troublesome for a lot of users. Next, we have a rather limited memory with no microSD slot for expansion, poor speaker, short battery life, and a high price. The device retails for €399 in the official European distribution. Oppo R5 is a device full of compromises. I think that it will attract women as they will value its classy look and photographing skills and not care too much about the weaknesses. I hope that you've enjoyed the review. As always, I look forward to your comments and opinions about the smartphone. In the video description you can find a link to the manufacturer's official website. Thanks for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe as more videos are coming soon.